Well, everybody, it's that special day of year, February 2nd. Jackson, what does that mean? What is
Well,
February 2nd?
Alex, that's Groundhog Day, man. If I know one thing, it's every year, February 2nd, Groundhog Day.
And that means every year we revisit the classic from Bill Murray. And not only are we going to revisit that classic today, you and I are going to Punxsutawney.
Yeah, I'm really stoked about that.
My first time.
My first time.
We're going to Punxsutawney. There's going to be a lot of content we take there, and it's going to be really sick. But yeah, so if you couldn't tell, obviously we're talking about Groundhog Day. This is the Real Friends Podcast. Before we get into Groundhog Day, Jackson, none of these people know you.
Yeah,
I've known you a long time.
yeah,
They do not. So we need to help them get to know you a little bit better.
sure,
So I'm
sure.
gonna ask you some movie questions.
Okay.
And I preface this to scare you. Literally all I want to know is what is your favorite movie and why?
Oh God, that is wow. That is a really tough question. I'm gonna visit the one that I visit every year. Not Groundhog Day, but one that I visit every February 14th for some torture for some
Mm,
reason to torture
mm.
myself. I always go with La La Land with Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. Do that every year, and every year I find myself enjoying it.
And it sits very prominently on your TV tower too.
Yes, yes, it does. That is the one movie that I have displayed out of all of the different games and stuff that I own.
And why is that? What's so great about La La Land?
I just love the music of it, and just like the ending. I'm a sucker for those kind of endings where it's like the two protagonists don't end up together, but it's just like a very romantic movie. I mean, there's some funny bits in there too that I
Yeah.
like, but yeah.
And Ryan Gosling's really hot, so
Well,
that
yeah.
helps.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a given.
But sick. All right, let's talk Groundhog Day. So I don't want to go through and, talk about every point, like bit of the movie, because if you haven't seen it, you should. I doubt you're watching this review. If you haven't watched Groundhog Day, I know there are some sickos out there that just watch the reviews and not the movies. Good for you. Right on. We appreciate the support. But just talk about like why Groundhog Day is a movie you really enjoy and, kind of your relationship to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up with this movie, with my parents showing it to me. A big thing in the Fowler family household is reciting movie lines
Sure.
and TV lines. Sometimes we'll even do them with the movie as it's going. I'm glad I didn't torture you with that. But I grew up with this movie, and then even with the actual celebration of Groundhog Day, that's something that me and my family got into. Um, and just I mean, the repetition of the movie, yes. Um, it's funny. You know, he's stuck in a time loop, but just
Mhm.
like him living out these different experiences and learning from them, it's a great film.
Yeah. And it's cool too, because so tonight was only the second time I've visited this movie. And there's just I feel like this is a movie that every time you watch it, you're gonna pick up on more things.
Yeah.
Like you picked up on something tonight, right? About the little kid.
Yeah, so for those of you who've seen the movie, you know that at some point, Bill Murray starts caring for this homeless man, and eventually that homeless man on February 2nd passes away. Well, when he's in the actual hospital trying to look at charts, if you see in the back, there's a kid whose leg is broken, and
Hmm.
that's actually the kid that later on in the movie Bill Murray runs to and catches him from falling out of a tree, saves his broken leg.
And this is to me, this movie kind of feels like you could compare the character of Phil to like Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah,
Right? Like he's not being visited by ghosts, but he is being visited by everything he's done throughout the day for, I mean, I know someone on YouTube did the math,
Oh, I know
but
what you're
he
talking
he
about.
did the math for how long Bill Murray was living in
Yeah.
this day.
There were actually a couple of different ones that couple of different people that did that calculation. Some said like 8 years, 12 years, and
Yeah.
another extended period of time, but
Yeah. So it's he, it's not like Ebenezer Scrooge where it's just Christmas Eve where he's living through all these things, but he's taking the movie starts out, right? And he's a dick.
yeah.
Like
Oh, big
he
time.
he calls himself a celebrity and he's a weatherman from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he thinks he's, this hot shit and he slowly learns like, he starts to come to grips with what's going on. And then at one point he turns suicidal because he doesn't want to do it anymore. But before that, he's like, I can just do whatever I want. Then he
Yeah.
turns suicidal. Then he starts falling in love. Then he starts improving himself.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this movie is such a roller coaster ride. And it's great. Like you said, or like, like we were saying, you pick up on so many more things every time you watch it. And one thing I picked up on tonight, so Michael Shannon. I was telling you
Yeah.
that the kid Fred looks so familiar. Michael Shannon is in this movie with such a small role. I don't even know if you call it a cameo because I don't think he was a big enough actor back
I
then.
don't think
And
so.
now he's a huge actor. He was General Zod in Man of Steel. Like he was in the Knives Out movie. Like he's a huge actor. And yeah, he's just some dude that was super hype about getting was it Mania tickets?
Yeah,
Or
WrestleMania
yeah,
tickets. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
WrestleMania tickets in Pittsburgh.
The other one that I like, I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but he's the guy who is the inner circle for the Groundhogs. He's the guy who chokes on the
Oh yeah.
yeah, the guy who chokes on the steak.
Yep.
I know he's in a bunch of other stuff. I can't think of it off the top of my head. He's also in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yes, he is.
And like that's another thing I picked up on
Yeah,
this
and
time
and
around.
I believe he's one of the radio hosts when the radio goes off in the morning,
That would
talking about
definitely check
Miami and
out. Yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, like it sounds just like his voice. Um, yeah, I think this movie rips.
I love this movie every time I see it year in and year out. I think like how you compared him to Ebenezer Scrooge. Um, Not only does he, think that he has no rules, but he sort of also falls in love light.
Yeah, sure.
I think he's just trying to have one night stands and all that. With Nancy and then Rita eventually.
And the random maid, I don't even know who she is. Like
Yeah,
when
no.
he's pretending to be Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. Yeah. He's grabbing the money and
Yeah,
spending it all. The one thing that I was very happy, and I like second guessed myself for a second with that false ending
yeah,
there was I was waiting for the piano and the ice sculpture scene. Those are some of
yeah,
my favorite scenes from that movie, and I'm like, I know I'm not making this up.
yeah.
Like these are here.
Well, and I'd like to know too, like how many times he experienced that night,
Yeah.
Like did he only play piano at that party one time and
Oh,
that's what
no
wooed
shot.
Rita over? Like there's no way.
No shot. I mean, he'd have to figure out, all of the stuff that had happened throughout the day as well.
Yeah.
He had to figure out the tire jack situation, figure out what else? He's thinking about
The
helping,
choking,
yeah, the
yeah.
choking, helping light that lady's cigarette,
Yeah.
and just all of that stuff. It's ridiculous.
Well, and it's so funny too because she like Rita asks him to go get a coffee and he's like, I've got plans.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
his plans are just going around saving these people.
Yeah,
Okay, so Groundhog Day came out in 1993.
yeah.
Um, I'd be interested to know. I want to look more into how this movie was made
Mhm.
because a ton of those scenes, right? They're
Mhm.
just replaying the scene, but there's a little bit of something different.
Sure.
So in 93, did they just keep reusing footage and just adding like cuts in? Because it
Oh, I
doesn't
don't
feel
think
like a lot
no.
of cuts, like,
No.
or did they just keep replaying? Because when they're going up to Gobbler's Knob, I was
Mhm.
telling you there's that woman that I adore
Yeah, yeah,
standing
yeah.
there dancing. And
Yeah.
every time she's dancing the exact same way. So, did she do that 10 times?
I don't
Or do
think
you
she did it
think
10
they
times.
recorded it once and then just threw the Nancy stuff in and spliced it? I don't know. But what I'm saying is that's some impressive editing for a movie that came out in 1993.
Oh yeah, no, I'd agree. The amount of stuff that's going on, like I don't know how they did it.
I don't either.
Like I know I know I did look this up. The last scene, this is, I mean, this isn't really, the main parts of the movie that you're talking about, but the last scene, it took like at least, I think, 25 takes or something like that.
Hmm.
I'd have to double check, but I know it took a while because they couldn't figure out how they wanted it to end. Because, like, in
Hmm.
the original screenplay, what was supposed to happen, like the first draft, was that Bill Murray wakes up on February 3rd to find out that Rita is now stuck in her own time loop.
Oh,
But yeah,
that would have been interesting.
yeah. But they didn't know what was going to go on with the ending. They didn't know if they were both going to have to close on or close off. They actually brought in the whole cast to like, and the whole cast, crew, all that to vote on how it happened.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, I would be. I feel like if there's one knock on this movie for me, it's just the idea of I don't know why he's stuck in Groundhog Day.
yeah, there's not really a why as to,
Right. Which doesn't lead to a reason for him to get out of it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's not like okay, compare it to, and it's going to be pretty off the wall, but stick with me here. Compare it to Freaky Friday, right?
okay.
The Freaky Friday movies, like the mom and the daughter, like they have a reason that they need to switch bodies. Like she doesn't want her mom to get married,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
we're presented with that conflict at the beginning of the movie, and then the resolution to get back in your correct bodies
Sure.
is to figure out like a way of coming together.
Yeah.
So like I feel like the only change I would make is like at the beginning of this movie, rather than him just being an asshole,
Hmm.
there needs to be something about his life that it's like he can't find love. Like what something I would have probably done is, you had the beginning scenes, he's gonna go to Punxsutawney, and then he has like he pulls out a locket or something and it's his wife and she's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
passed away.
Okay.
And so he needs to find love in order to feel fulfilled again.
Mm,
And through falling in love with Rita,
yeah.
that's how he gets out of Groundhog Day.
That would make sense. Like, yeah, no, I get that. I think because to your point, the only thing that we really know about him is that he's an asshole.
Right.
I think maybe it would be that, he's too full of himself.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. But yeah, no, there needs to be like an exact like reason, like a reason, and then a like, okay, what's the solution?
Right.
But I think what we're kind of seeing in this is that like he is starting to narrow down the solutions and he finally figures it out in the end.
Yeah.
Like,
But he doesn't even know entirely that he did figure it out. Because it hits 6 a.m. on that morning and Rita reaches over and hits the alarm clock and he can't even believe she's still there.
yeah, no, you're right. You're right with that one.
So, I mean, it's a great movie. I'm
Oh,
not I'm not knocking it,
no, no, no.
but you said you had a teacher, right, in high school that was like this
Yeah.
movie's too repetitive.
Oh, that was the thing that irked me. Not like to an extent where I was upset with them, but
Yeah.
just like how can you walk out on this movie? She told me she goes that is Groundhog Day is the only movie I walked out to. She said it keeps on repeating itself.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the
Yeah.
movie.
It is. Yeah.
And
But maybe if she had some kind of conflict to hang on to,
yeah,
she would have been more into it.
yeah, that's fair. I
Like,
mean, there
because
wasn't
neither of us were alive in 1993,
no.
right? We're watching this as most people do in honor of the holiday, and also because it's a very
It's
good
yeah,
movie,
yeah,
But if we had maybe seen this in 1993, it would have been like, what are we watching?
yeah. Yeah.
Like, this is really entertaining. Bill Murray is really funny. He's made some really great movie.
Yeah.
Like the guy that directed this also wrote Ghostbusters, so like
Oh,
he
really?
worked a lot with Bill Murray, and
Wow.
Bill Murray was in the Leve music video for
That's
Sanity.
right. Yeah. Yes. Yes, he was. Oh.
Yeah, so like I don't know. I think it's an awesome movie, but I feel like I can't and take us into our ratings here because again, we're not going to review the entire movie. The point of this is to tell you how we feel about it, and then we want to show you a bunch of awesome stuff we see in Punxsutawney. Celebrate the holiday with us, watch the movie. But the reason I can't take this movie to a 10 is because it is lacking that for me.
That's fair. That's fair. If I had to give this movie a rating, that's a tough one. I'd give it a high score, but not like you said, it's definitely not a 10. I'd probably say like an 8.5,
There you go.
8.5, 8.6.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites, I'll watch it anytime I get the chance to, but
Yeah.
like it's not my number one right
Sure.
there.
Sure.
Not La La Land.
Yeah. And you you go into much more detail than I will. I stick to solid numbers because it just makes my life. Well, you would think it makes my life easier, but I've been making a letterbox movie of every movie I've watched since the beginning of 2025.
Mm,
There's like 450 movies on it, and because I can only give between zero point 0.5 to 5 stars on Letterboxd, it makes it hard to rank them. But I still do it. You
that's
should
fair.
check it out because it's cool. But yeah, this is an 8 for me.
That's
It's an incredibly solid 8. If there was a little bit more conflict and resolution, I think it'd take it to a 10. But I mean, hey, we've had much, much worse movies, especially in that time frame, and I love this movie.
yeah. I mean, I'll have to update my letterbox now because I've only got like three movies on there.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, I'm just getting on that train now, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, no, I love this movie. It's a classic.
Yeah. Yeah, and this guy, like did the director also did some work on The Office too. So
Really?
he knows all about comedy. I
Yeah.
mean, what is his name?
Ned
Yeah.
Ryerson.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
call him Needlehead Ned. Like
Needlehead Ned.
he's hilarious.
He is. Oh,
He reminds me a lot, and I don't think he was in it, but he could have been in Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. He could have been a
yeah.
Who.
Oh, he definitely could have been it.
Yeah, like
I do like I believe it's Chris Elliott in this movie.
yeah.
I thought he was really good.
Yeah.
Being a comedic relief character.
Oh, Chris Elliott's great in
Yeah,
this. And I was trying to think, we're just gonna look it up because we're here. I'm trying to think of what else I've seen him in. I'm convinced he's the dude from Scary Movie that has like the little arm.
I've known him from How I Met Your Mother a lot.
Okay, sure.
Um, but
I don't remember when Scary Movie came out.
that I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, no, he is. He's
Okay,
he's Hanson in Scary Movie too.
gotcha.
Yeah. So no, that dude's hilarious. But yeah, Groundhog Day. Any final thoughts, favorite scene, anything like that?
Like I said, I think my favorite scene has got to be like the piano and the ice sculpting scene, especially at the ending where he's playing the piano with the jazz band at the
Yeah.
Groundhog Ball. I think that's probably my favorite scene. How about you?
I feel like my favorite is also the most out of pocket scene in the
Yeah.
movie, and it's when he steals the groundhog and gives
Oh
it to the
yeah.
frog and flies away. And then when he ramps it into the quarry, which I was just telling you about the quarry near my
Yeah,
house,
yeah,
we
yeah.
used to hang out at. It makes me think of that. And yeah, he flips the truck in and crashes it, and Chris Elliott's like, "Oh, I think he'll
Thank
be all
you.
right." Boom, and it explodes. Yeah, this movie's great. If you haven't watched it, we really didn't spoil anything for it. Please go watch it. And yeah, we're gonna check out Punxsutawney and we're gonna let guys know how it is.
Real quick, I gotta ask you, what's your prediction? Is he gonna see a shadow? We getting an early spring.
I don't know, man. We've got like 10 feet of snow outside.
Oh, it's not that bad. It is not that. It's cold. I'll give you
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I uh I think he's gonna see his shadow.
I'm gonna err on the upbeat side. I don't think he's seeing his shadow. I think we're getting an early spring.
Hey, well, we're gearing up for baseball season, so
Darn right.
that's a hope to
Yeah.
get an early spring.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, et cetera, et cetera.
But sweet. Well, hey, that's been Jackson. It's first time on the show, probably not the last.
Fingers crossed.
And as always, this is your host, Alex. And hey, we'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me.